Everybody, I'm back with a very simple recipe again. This time I'm gonna use butter lettuce to make a soup. So I got this salad pack from Trader Joe's, and it's been really cold here, so I wasn't really in the mood for eating a cold salad. So I thought instead of having my lettuce go bad, I will make a soup out of it in my instant pot. So here I have the pot on saute mode. It is hot, as you can see, and I have about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of oil in there. So this is a very simple recipe. It's not gonna take long, and we're just gonna start with one bay leaf, a small stick of cinnamon, couple of cloves, and about 3 to 4 peppercorns. So that's all there is. Let it kind of simmer a bit. And so you might be thinking lettuce in a soup, and that's what I was trying to I was unsure as well, but it seemed like a great idea. You can make soup out of any green veggies all the time, and this being like a rainy and a cold weather, I thought a hot soup would be perfect. So while that's simmering, I have some broccoli because I wanted to add some more nutrition, and then I have my onions, which I'm gonna put in shortly. So now that the whole spices are sorted up, I'm gonna add one small to medium sized onion, and it's just big slices. This recipe, that's the beauty, is that you don't have to worry about chopping a bunch of stuff, because I'm gonna let it all just kind of boil and then just going to blend it. So here's the sliced onion, and let it saute it until it just becomes translucent. As I do, I break the slices apart. And don't worry too much about just trying to get it cooked a bit. I also, in the meantime, have some ginger and garlic. So I have about half an inch of ginger that I'm gonna add here, and about 3 cloves of garlic. This one is a gigantic one. So I'm gonna add them. I've just basically left big chops of it. The garlic cloves, I have not even chopped them up. So again, all this is kind of going to simmer for a long time, so don't have to worry. The flavors are going to get incorporated very well. So to this, I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of salt. You can use whatever salt you prefer, and you can adjust the taste of the salt. I'm going to start with a little salt and then add more a little bit later. The salt also helps the onions cook faster because it kind of pulls the water out. Like I said, you can adjust the quantity of oil to this as well. Again, I'm trying to go for a nutritious, healthy option that is low calorie content, which is why I have added only a little bit of oil. To me, really, soups don't even need that much oil because they have so much other flavor in them. This is almost getting done. Let's see. So to this, I'll just start by adding the broccoli. And then I'm going to basically just dump the entire bag of lettuce into the pot. So here's the lettuce in the pot. I added about a splash of water at the bottom, so just to make sure nothing sticks. And there's not much to do here. I'm gonna add in a few spices. So about half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of red chili powder or cayenne pepper, about half a teaspoon of garam masala. Again, this is Indian flavor soup. And about a half a teaspoon of coriander powder. I'm also gonna add some cumin powder. That also adds a lot of warmth to the soup. So that's again about a half a teaspoon, or 1/4 teaspoon actually. And then about 1/4 teaspoon of cumin seeds. To add a tad more salt and a little bit of what's known as kasuri methi. So these are just dried fenugreek leaves. I'm gonna add about just maybe half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. Again, you can change out any of the spices. You can adjust the quantity of the spices. It doesn't matter. And then lastly in here, you want to add a little bit of thickening agent. So now generally you could either add cheese at the end of it. You could add a potato or two in here to make it a little bit more creamy and starchy. You could add parsnips instead of the potatoes. So today I'm just going to add a little bit of poha, which is basically a flat dried rice. So this is what it looks like. It's basically pressed rice. And I'm going to add a very little of it, because maybe about, this you can basically added less than 1/4 cup really. It was maybe like 2 tablespoons. And I just want to see how I'll get a little bit more texture in there, but I don't want to add a lot of starch in there because like I said, this needs to be primarily a vegetable soup. And also I'm not going to add any cheese or anything at the end because I am off dairy right now. So you're gonna basically see this as a non-dairy recipe. So almost everything is getting sauteed. All I need to do is add some water and turn it on the soup mode. So here I'm gonna just eyeball the amount of water that needs to go in here. Again, these veggies boil down quite a bit, so you don't want to add too much. So as you can see, I've added about a cup of water so far, and I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm not gonna cover the entire veggies in here, but just about, almost. So I'm gonna turn off the saute mode now. So turning it off. So now I've closed the lid, put it in a sealing position, and in here I'm just going to use the soup mode. So soup mode 30 minutes. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at normal. And then because these are very soft tender veggies, they are not hard like carrots or radish. Like if you do put a potato or a parsnip or a carrot in there, you can put it on high or put it for longer. But because my veggies were very soft, I just want the 30 minutes for it to like cook down and kind of reduce and incorporate all the flavors. So that's it, and I will come back and show you the next step. So after cooking for 30 minutes on the soup mode, I open this up and you can see it's all mushy. So I'm going to transfer this to my Vitamix and blend it up. But just before that, I want to squeeze in half a lemon, juice of half a lemon. So here's my I just want to, it would add a nice tang. And again, if you can also, I just let it do a natural release. But after the time is up, if you were to release the thing with a quick release, the pressure, then you can do that too, and your soup would be greener as well. So I have this all up in my Vitamix, and I'm just gonna slowly blend the mixture in here and be back when it has a smooth consistency. So as you can see, it's blending nicely. I'm gonna let it run for half a minute or so and then show you what it looks like. So here's what the soup looks like after it's been blended, and I'm just gonna add it. So as you can see, depending on the amount of water you put in initially, that's what your thickness is going to be like. If you want it thicker, you can add, like I said, more starch or potato or something like that to make it creamier. You can also add cream to this to give it a richer taste. You can top this with some cheese, red pepper flakes, some spring onions, even some fresh coriander, and that's what your lettuce soup, Indian style, looks like. Thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel. You can also comment below with any recipes that you would like to see. Until next time, bye.